see what's going on over here on stage. What up, Ben? How you doing? What a beautiful place, man. Wow. Yeah, Daddy. Morning. Getting some camera time? We're gonna have a fucking big rock show going on in here. I mean, freaking. My name is Eric Hillman, and I'm a guitar tech for the rock band 311. I run a bass rig for Peanut, the bass player 311. I also run Nick Hexum's Guitar World, lead singer. I run his sounds over here from side stage so he can be free up there to move around and not have to worry about stepping on all this or messing up his elbow or anything, you know? Oh yeah, man, let me see what you got. Guitarist, right this way, perfect. For me, wake up in the morning on a tour bus most of the time. Sometimes we'll fly into shows that'll be, you know, different. Wake up in a hotel or something, but I get out here to the stage and catch cases. When my stuff comes up, I take it out, take the lids off, and set it all up for the day. It's my pedal board, man. Well, it's Nick's pedal board. And a little dusty, we didn't know you were coming over. A bunch of different sounds in here, and I'll switch them for him during the show. You know, it's the difference between a and a bunch of other different ones. I also run social media for the band and run things on their Instagram pages. I have a whole tour page that we do here for the tour that I'll run exclusively usually, and constantly pulling content for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that sound. I'm gonna program that one right there. A4, yeah, you bet it's gonna be A4 tonight for Philly. You ready for this, Philly?
Man, I'm lucky. I sleep great on the buses. It's, you know, small quarters. They have these bunks in the buses, which are pretty nice. We got a little TV, DVD in there, whatever you want. DVD, like who's watching DVDs, right? You bring a little case of DVDs. 15 years later, we're best buds, bus bros even, and it's a blast. And then I've worked for Dirty Heads before. Pepper is usually my go-to. Sublime with Rome, Tell You Stupid, and a lot of bands in this circuit, because, you know, we'll meet on tour. Their guy can't make it or something, they'll call me, you know, hey dude, what's up? I'm a guitarist, and I was a guitarist before.
Anybody who doesn't know, a roadie is a huge and vital part to a show. Like, you just see the finished product, you see the artist, you know what I'm saying, but you don't understand how much work goes into it. So this is really dope to see the behind the scenes for anybody who hasn't seen this type of stuff before. It's a lot of work, man. And just as much as the artist was working, like you see how he was practicing on his drum pattern and saying how he was going to do things, he's doing his part and he's doing his work, and then the roadie's doing his work too. Like, a performance takes a lot of work. So, and the crazy part is all this effort for a show that may be like an hour to 2 hours long, max, maybe 3 if it's like a band that has a lot of music, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of work, bro. I just respect it. I really respect to see the grind, the hustle.
Former guitarist, you know, when I met these guys.
I had this guitar tech for a few years, and right before the tour, he decides, I don't really want to tour anymore. I want to stay home with my girl. So I was completely in a panic, and our studio manager, Jason, was like, you should call Cousin Eric. He quickly emerged as one of the greatest, probably the best roadie we've had.
But I never knew this job existed until I had it. And then the first show of their 2007 run was when I joined. If you'd have told me that then, I would have laughed and been like, all right, dude. So we just stringing up this puppy, you know, put new strings on every day for the freshy fresh, slappy slap. It makes a big difference to have the slappiness of it. Yes, Nick's main guitar here. A lot of these gigs pay very well. My first tour, I maybe came in at a beginner's rate and then was promptly given a raise after my first year of completion. Making up to $5,000 a week is not super unreal or unrealistic at all. It's one gig, I would say, that you can kind of almost live wherever you want.
Hear that, people? So for everybody that just thinks the gig economy is food delivery, UberEats, and all of that, this will open your mind to the fact that gigs were a thing for a long time. These were the original gigs. And you heard what he said. He can make upwards of $5,000 a week. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, but that's some good money, y'all. That's some good money.
Because as long as there's an airport somewhat nearby, you can fly to your next gig, or at least to your next tour. I think we're pretty much ready to go get these dudes to do a sound check now, and it is right on time, 2:01. To name everything that could go wrong in a day, you'd have to be here with me for a week. Something as simple as them losing a wheel on the way to the truck, tube could blow on an amplifier, a wireless frequency for a microphone could get interrupted or just completely drop, or if you're in a big city or around military bases, their wireless frequencies are totally jammed up. Microphones, drums, so many things running wirelessly that people don't realize that the simple interruption of a signal could be a dropout in the show, and people go, hey, that drum's not working. Well, it's working, it's just you don't hear it because the microphone's not working. So it's all about just diagnosing it quickly and fixing it so you get back to the show. This is my work box, everything from rechargeable batteries and Q-tips and stamps in case I want to send a postcard home, and
guitar strap locks and guitar wire, fuses and rack screws and guitar picks and earbuds and lighters and all kinds of things.
That's it. The hardest part easily has nothing to do with stage or any of these people that you see here in the room. It's being away from people you love, being away from your family. It never gets easier, actually gets harder.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, babe, what are you doing?
Where are you at?
I'm at work. Man, I send postcards at home all the time. Kind of old school, but people at home appreciate the mailbox love. Oh, right behind you, buddy.
All right, so just to let y'all know, you're going to put a lot of work in. But again, that's how it works in the gig economy, man. You got to put in a lot of work because you essentially you work for yourself. So because there's no boss, you have to be willing to be dedicated to this. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that look at Uber drivers or this type of work or that type of food delivery driver, and y'all say, oh, y'all work so many hours, that's crazy, you might as well get a regular 9 to 5. Well, that's just how it is in the gig economy as a whole, not just which we say is gig work, as food delivery or Uber drivers. But look, same thing. Everybody we watched so far is, you know, from the last one, we watched the other video showing the food truck. What did they do? A lot of hours, long hours. When you work for yourself and you self-employed, you own a business, that's how it works, man. You got to put in that grind.
Good, y'all good? One of the most important parts of my gig. My bass player is so easy. He doesn't have to be doing too much during the show. But fresh beer is a must. In tune with what the band's doing. I'm pretty much on the same ear mix as the singer, listening to the same parts of the song, listening to the cues, to vocals, different parts. Okay, here comes the guitar solo, button. I'm always looking at a set list, looking at a chart, looking at notes, or if it's an older song that I happen to love, I'm not doing any of that. I'm bobbing my head going, oh, here comes my part, it's right now.
There's the unspoken thing, which is having a good attitude and being a pleasant person to be around. If somebody starts to get an attitude, we might call them like a white glove roadie, like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Cousin Eric is the opposite.
Man, I just love being around music and being.
You could tell he's the opposite. I mean, dude was fixing the collar on one of the guitarists. Like, bro, he was fixing dude's collar to make sure he looked straight when he was going out there. He's not above whatever task, like, and that's not even something, I don't even think they probably asked him to do. He just saw that and was like, no, let me fix your collar, bro. Like, he's different. He's different. He's definitely great at what he does, man.
Around rock and roll vibe. Now I got a gig where that's what I do, you know what I mean? So it's harder to get tired of than rather, like, you know, I used to work in a movie theater sweeping popcorn. It's easy to get tired of that. Hard to get tired of going, all right, hey, that sounds freaking great. That's exactly how I'd want it to sound too. It's definitely a dream job. It's a job I didn't know was a real thing, but after living it and experiencing it, yeah, it's definitely a dream job.
Like, the amount of work and amount of effort that he puts in is phenomenal. I mean, if you see, he makes sure the sound is good. He does so much. Their show would not function without him. Let's be honest. It would sound a mess. It would be a mess, like all around. So huge shout outs to him, man. Huge kudos to him, man. I love it, man. That was great. That was amazing.